Once again, welcome. Thanks for tuning in to Captain's Roundtable on Reel to Reel Outdoors. Do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the reminder bell. We'd love to have you see all of our videos. So we got a great group of captains tonight. So let's meet those guys and get this show started.
I'm Captain Bobby Sullivan, Icebreaker Fishing Charters out of Ludington, Michigan.
Hi, I'm Captain Ryan Bullard with Fishing Affair Sport Fishing Charters out of Ludington, Michigan.
All right, so today's discussion, we're going to talk about our king baits, top king baits for 2021. So not necessarily probably new baits, but just whatever you're finding. I know that's a hard one because all different times of the year you catch them on all different baits, but we're just going to give you our kind of top five and go from there. But we got to give a shout out to Michelob Ultra Seltzers for sponsoring this episode, and as always, Captain Chucks for making this all happen. So, who wants to start this one?
Well, I can start. First thing I'm going to start with, I use this rig a lot when the temp's deep. I'm running this 100 plus down. It's a Dream Catcher, Spin Doctor 10-inch. I have a Blue Moon meat rig on here, and I put this on an out down, run it probably 30 feet behind the ball, 20 feet behind the ball, and it goes all the time when those fish are deep. I knew it was probably something we didn't have here, but that caught a lot of fish 2-3 weeks ago for me.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yep. We call that the Glow UV.
Yep, it's a good one. Next thing, on a low diver, I don't think this has left one of my low divers almost all year, is Dragon Slayer with a Green Mile meat rig. That thing's been good.
You run it first thing?
Normally I'll start with like a Kevin's Girlfriend with a pickled sunshine fly, then I'll throw that out after daylight.
Yeah,
But I have started a couple mornings with it and caught fish on it right away.
Yeah, I tried it the other morning, first thing, and it did go. So, all right.
Yep. All right. Next bait, on an out down, I've been running this Green Splatter a lot this year. It's been taking a lot of fish for me. And I've been running in the Silver Hordes and the Dreamweaver plugs. It hasn't seemed to make a difference between the two. Then I'm going to just talk about green jeans and blue jeans. I've been running this blue jeans standard size on a freeze slider, and I've been taking some kings on that throughout the year. A lot of cohos, some steelhead. That's been a good bait for me. Green jeans, just about anywhere you put it, whether it's on a core or a downrigger, taking fish this year for me. Last one I'll talk about here, or second to last, is Green Goby by Moonshine. This thing, ever since I got it, I think I've went 2 trips without hooking a fish on it. It's been taking 2 to 5 bites every day for me. So it's been a really good one this year.
Yeah, I just got one of those, but I've been catching them on the blue one.
Have you?
Blue Goby. That is a good spoon.
Yeah, it's really good. And last but not least, I got to throw this in there.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
It caught the big one for me. Unfortunately, I haven't caught too many kings on it this year, but we've taken a lot of trout and steelhead on it throughout the year. It's raspberry carbon, so I had to throw it in there catching that big one.
Yeah.
If you ask me which one my favorite's been this year, that one right there. So
that was a beautiful fish, by the way, Bobby.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's what I have. We've caught fish on a lot of other things, but if I had to pick 5 to 7 lures for kings this year, baits,
sure,
it'd be that.
A lot of guys don't have the lure selections that we have or that Captain Chucks has. So I think this is a good way to, if you're going to, stock up in the off season, these are the baits. And a lot of these are probably hard to get right now.
Yeah.
But they'll all be back in stock. So come back to the video and check in with Chucks. Hopefully we'll have some little packages that you can purchase of these baits. So.
Sure.
All right, Ryan?
Yeah, I'll follow up from there. So my baits, in no particular order, really. When, as Bobby said, running the baits down deep, a couple weeks ago, we had really warm water. I like to run the big paddles down low when I'm fishing down deep in the warm water. When we're fishing 100, 130 foot down, I love them. I'll run one of these on my chute, anywhere from 40 to 80 back, with a pickle sunshine fly, and I usually start one on each low diver in the morning. Either a black slick with a meat rig, or a black slick with a pickle on both low divers. New this year with these Dreamweaver prototype paddles. It's our new paddles. Well, it's our old paddles, just kind of reinvented. We have the fin that goes up and down, so you can run them as a rotator, or you can put the fin down and run them as a paddle. Those have been producing this year pretty well also. Running these on the chute. I like to run this one on the chute, and I start some of these on my high divers in the morning also. This rig here, it's hard for me to never not put this rig in the water. It caught the biggest fish I've ever caught. It's the white slick pickle rig, we call it. It's just an 8-inch white slick spin doctor pickle sunshine meat rig. Anywhere you want to put it, really. Low divers, high divers. I mean, cores. I mean, coppers. You name it. I run it all over the place, along with everybody else, I'm sure. Kevin's girlfriend with a pickle fly. It's always in the spread at some point, especially on overcast days. I find myself not doing as well on this on the bright sunny days. So as soon as the sun comes up, I usually change these and take these off and run some chrome blades, something a little more flashy. But on overcast days, these ones are usually always in the spread. Don't ever give up on them. The minute you do, they'll get bit. My plugs this year, I haven't really had much of a hot plug bite like the rest of the captains out there this year. But this plug right here, the Lucky Charms Dreamweaver plug, has been good for me as of late here on a 225 copper, especially. So it's taken quite a bit of kings. And then the number one bait of my season by far is a standard Dreamweaver RV green jeans. Sometimes I'll run 6, 7 of these things. I'll put I'll stack them on each out down. I'll put them on cores. They're all over the place. You can see how well this one's chewed up. It's been in a lot of fish's mouth this summer. And this one was especially good when we were offshore fishing too.
Yeah, absolutely.
It took a lot of steelhead, a lot of coho. It was just an overall great producing spoon for me. So if I had to pick one this year that was the number one for me, it's definitely the RV standard green jeans.
Yeah, those are all pretty solid baits.
Yeah, yeah.
This is kind of hard, I think. A lot of us fish similarly, and a lot of the baits are kind of overlapping. Absolutely, any of the baits that these guys have mentioned so far is something that I would run on a regular basis. But I will say I've had a pretty good plug bite going this year. It's been pretty solid. My best plugs, by far, the best bait for kings has been this pinky from Silver Horde in the ASI, 300 copper. It's been on an out and down. It's pretty common that we have 3 or 4 of these in our spread. Probably this is the best year I've ever had with this plug. It's always produced, but it really is producing this year. The other plug that's really produced for me is the Zebra plug, Captain's Choice from Dreamweaver. That's a solid plug. Low diver. It's been kind of living there.
Yeah.
And, 2 fish today on that plug. Boy, I don't know. Moonshine came out with a new rotator this year. This one has been pretty solid for us. It's the green jeans insert on a green with UV black or UV slick on the back, and then a green mile from Big Water Tackle meat rig on there. And that thing it's been solid. I mean, every day I run it at some point during the day. Even if I only run it for 2 hours, I'm usually getting one bite on that. If I was to run it all day, a couple bites for sure. So that's been a great producer. Obviously, all of the things that have been mentioned before. I like the 10-inch Kevin's girlfriend. I like the Green Mile from Big Water Tackle on it.
Sure.
I also like the UV on Ice behind there as well, which is kind of a fin power trademark. But that's, everybody's got a bunch of those and runs a bunch of those. This is really one of my best earlier this year. This really produced well for me. This is a Chrome Killer blade. I run it in 8 and 10-inch, 8-inch generally on cores. And then I'm running a green UV. That's a Big Water meat rig as well. Green UV meat rig on there. And that thing has been solid. Spoon wise, I think I probably already talked about too many baits, but the anchovy, dancing anchovy RV from Moonshine, that thing is just keeps working. And every time I quit running it, as soon as I bring it back, it starts working. I think if I just would run it all the time, it probably would just work all the time. Another one, Green Knight, has been a kind of a new one for us, and that's really been producing for the last couple of years. But I will say, in the SS collection here, the Wonderbreds, they've lived on an out and down for probably almost a month now, and oftentimes on several cores. And we'll actually even run this on 300s and 400s, even though it's just a small bait, small glow spoon. It really does produce. Kings really bite this. Cohos really bite this all day long. Steelhead bite this spoon all day long. We've been running it free slid on our out and down. That's been great. I don't know. List goes on. This is probably more than 5 for each of us, but
We have a ton up here.
There's some really solid baits. There's some new stuff. The new rotators, the new rotator from Dreamweaver, which is coming out next year. This is not available yet. Maybe there'll be something available. Keep watching Reel to Reel Outdoors. I will let you know if there's any special release of that. Hopefully, we'll see. But they're all great baits. You can get all these baits at Chuck's.
Yeah.
And there's lots of them. There's lots of different ones, but
they have probably the best selection I've ever seen when it comes to big water fishing.
Absolutely.
Here, so
yeah. So make sure you check out Captain Chuck's. Check out Mick Ultra Seltzer.
McBerry.
It's only 80 calories. If I do the math, I could drink 6 of these and be all right. Well, I don't know about alcohol level. I just calorie intake. Hey, you get in your 40s, you start paying attention to this stuff. You guys just wait.
Oh, I'm knocking on the door. Don't worry.
All right. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. Keep watching, because I'll have other groups of captains. We're going to do a bunch of these top 5 baits, and hopefully, when you're looking to improve your tackle box over the winter, you can look back at these and kind of pick out the ones you don't have. If you have any questions about any of these baits, where we run them, anything like that, drop a comment. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. That helps us out. And, get out there and do some fishing. There's still a little bit time left in the season, and the river will be firing up here shortly. So make sure you tune in. Thanks for tuning in today. We hope to see you again soon.